up next and
Terreau,
works as a
genau,
data.
yes.
Terreau. Yeah.
So, but I'm trying to
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah. So, we understand you are working closely in the leadership team, working as a business functions, IT, and information securities to help the organization increase its maturity level, enabling compliance with different regulators and practices in terms of accountability and enforcement. And you're going to be teaching us about data protection in the age of AI and big data. So, Agnes, over to you.
Agnes, you're muted. Kindly unmute yourself.
I can unmute myself. Yes, of course. Please go ahead.
Agnes, kindly unmute yourself.
yes. So, can you see my the presentation now?
Yes, there you go. Data protection in the age of big data and artificial intelligence. Welcome, Agnes.
Exactly. Thank you. That's really a big topic today. So, let me show the presentation. So, thank you for having me today speaking about this topic. That's a topic that's really at the pulse of the time, and that's also affecting my work. So I'm working as a data protection officer. I'm working in the field of data protection for over 7 years now. First, my journey with data protection began with when I was working for multi-channel retailer implementing GDPR in the group. And I had always really the great opportunity to work in environments and in industries that are really highly data driven. So that's really that's challenging because the business wants always to have something from you or to have new ideas, innovation, but that's really interesting because that's really technical and that's really really interesting. So that's really not boring. I'm currently working for a ManpowerGroup, so that's a workforce solution company, a staffing company. And we are also here really highly data driven. We have a lot of personal data that we process every day. That's the essence of our business. And we are currently also using artificial intelligence, and this will be also increased in the future because we want to have better decision making, better support for decision making, and also from an efficiency point of view. That's what we want to develop, and that's, of course, a challenge from a data protection point of view. So from the answer.
Have you got some slides to share?
Yes. It's okay. Sorry.
There we go. There we go. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, why are we speaking about data protection here in this conference about brand protection? Because data is an asset and also a valuable asset for brands. It's all about personal data. It's all about trust and loyalty, and it's important for brands also to also to build trust with their customers, and to ensure that data process is also, the processing is compliant with data protection regulation. And that's really important towards also customers, but also towards employee. What I would like to share today is first to have a small introduction about the key concepts, the benefits of the different innovation, technical innovation, the challenge from a data protection point of view, and what I call time to rethink, the conclusion, and what will be also important. So, yeah. But I have a problem with the sharing of the. It's not working. Can you see the slides?
You can see this slide with the contents. It's on the key
Yes.
concepts, benefits, challenges.
So,
yeah.
And the next one. Yes, it's okay now.
Big
Okay.
data.
So we speak a lot of big data and artificial intelligence in the same way, but that's different topics. Also, they are both big data and artificial intelligence. They are working hand in hand, but quite different in the nature of the of the data and of the processing. Also, big data is a really high amount of data that is collected from everywhere. And you put, for example, everything, all the data you have of your company, you put everything in a data lake, and then you can drive reports and for decision making. And it's really a big volume, big velocity, variety of data, structured data, unstructured data. And you need, for example, artificial intelligence or tools with artificial intelligence to extract and to analyze this data, to have conclusions, also to get insight from this volume of data. Also, that cannot be done on a manual basis. Artificial intelligence is the ability, also it's a digital computer, a robot if you want, that can perform tasks that are associated with intelligence being. Also this technology can do tasks that human beings are aimed to do first. And there are different kind of artificial intelligence. The first, because artificial intelligence exists for a long time. Also the first time we spoke about artificial intelligence, it was 1947. And we know already ANI, also artificial narrow intelligence, that's weak artificial intelligence. That's what we know, for example, when from online shopping, where chatbots are used to give some information or to give to help the users navigate through the web shop. That's no high risk. We have now, and that's was a hype with ChatGPT, also the artificial general intelligence or Gen AI. That's a strong AI, also that can really, the AI is trained and can make the also shape from colors and voices, and also it's really really advanced. And there is also the artificial superintelligence. We do not know what it will be, but that can be, for example, we will be able to read brain's emotion and all this kind of things. and that's really that will surpass the capacity of human intelligence and ability. Also sometimes it can be threatened when we read some scenario what could be, and it's all about the use of artificial intelligence, responsible use of artificial intelligence. So what's that? It's not.
We have been discussing a lot today about computer vision as well, Agnes. It's come up in many different conversations earlier, and it may come up later today, which is, of course, a type of technology not really considered as artificial intelligence, computer vision, but the ability to be able to scan landscapes, pictures, text, voices, colors. I don't think there's going to be all of the senses though, because touch and smell is always going to be something that is not going to be manageable to a certain extent, of course. But that's something I'm sure for the future. But Agnes, please continue. This is fantastic.
So the goals of artificial intelligence, I think we can we can help the society and people, as we can help for decision making. But what we hope and what it should be is that we still need a human interface. At the end of the day, the human will take the decision and not the machine. So the machine can only learn from the data and put the data together and make some summaries. But the decision at the end of the day, that's a human. So we will still have, I hope, human intervention. As I
We're still seeing the big data slide at the present moment.
Yes, it's all, still, I'm sorry that it's not.
That's okay. It's a very common problem in Zoom, unfortunately.
Oh, I should maybe. So, that's now.
There we go. Perfect.
So, and as I mentioned, AI is not new, but it's really with ChatGPT that people are now aware about what artificial intelligence can do. Also that's at the moment a hype, but that's, in my opinion, a good hype. That we speak about artificial intelligence, how to use it, what are the goals, and how we want to regulate this. That's really the good time, and we should be open to such a discussion. So, and that's now really what Gen AI can do. Also, I think you probably saw this this image of the Pope. It was published last year, and that's really that's a fake, also that Gen AI, but it's really real. Also it can have impact also on the use of information, fake news, and so on. So I mentioned before that also we have different different kind of technologies or of data, and they all interfere together. And the artificial intelligence also is trained to analyze big data. And it's sure if the algorithm get better and is better trained, we will not need so much human intervention in the future. But all these technology are working together, and yes, artificial intelligence is used for to analyze big data. So what we can is an impact of artificial intelligence on the society, we can really have a positive impact on society. Artificial intelligence can be used in every industry and in each processing, in marketing, in retail, in the healthcare, so that can really have a positive influence. How is artificial intelligence regulated? Also, there is the EU AI Act, as you probably heard about this, and yesterday it was also approved by the Europe Council. Also, that will be the regulation for AI. And we have also with the EU AI Act, we have also still the GDPR, because when personal data will be processed, and that will be almost the case for artificial intelligence, we will need to also to comply with the GDPR. And that's really interesting, because both regulation, also that's like, I say always, that's like siblings. Huh? They maybe have some fight together, but they need to collaborate and to cohabit together. And there are some a lot of interface. There are some similarities. For example, also it's these regulations are extraterritorial. These regulations are to protect users, and but there are a lot also of divergence, and we will need to find a solution so we can really use this technology in a responsible way. And what is the impact of the use of artificial intelligence on data protection? Also, that's the first is discrimination. You can have some discrimination. For example, when you use a tool to match CVs, and you have an algorithm that will select 10% of your applicants, what do you do with the 19% that remains? If nobody will, as a human, will not look at this 19%, that might be also a discrimination for those person, because they are not considered in any way. From a data protection point of view, a user has the right to refuse to be subject to an automated data processing. So in the case I mentioned before, if the user doesn't want to be that his CV is matched only via an automated process, companies will need to have another solution alternative for those users. From a data protection point of view, transparency is a central principle. And when we use artificial intelligence, we also need to inform the user how we collect the data, for what purpose we collect the data, how long we will store the data. And for example, as of the data retention, it will be a challenge. How can we delete data from the AI? Because the user has the right also to ask for the deletion of his data. And that's the exercise of the data protection's right of a user. The purpose limitation is also a challenge, because from a data protection point of view, you can only collect data for a certain purpose. The data minimization, that's a principle of the GDPR that also collaborate with artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence will need a lot of data to train the machine. Data accuracy is a GDPR principle that will also be a challenge in the use of artificial intelligence, the security of processing, and also the contracts. So all the contracts that we have from a data protection point of view needs also to be adapted to the use of artificial intelligence. So. Impact. So.
I have a question, Agnes. What
Yes.
strategies can be implemented to ensure data protection while utilizing AI and big data for brand management?
Also, what's the strategy you can use? You can use. I want to check this. So, but I can't check the. Impact on that. I can't share this.
So you're working for Manpower, which again, panelists from today's summit have been from very large organizations with vast amounts of people, which are obviously going to have big impacts on data protection in different regions. You're seeing on the screen here, you're talking about transparency. We've heard from many of the speakers before about the GDPR and the legislation in different areas. In Asia Pacific, it's different. In America, it's of course, they're following their own different type of regulations, of course, for the reasons of data processing. We've discussed there are some very useful ways of using the data, and there are also nefarious ways. I'm sure the Pope would never want to be seen in such a puffer jacket. But again, at the same time, I work for a technology company, and that particular type of technology itself can be used in very, very good ways. For instance, with small to medium-sized businesses, as we've discussed on this call today in the summit, they may not have the power of the brands of the IKEAs and the other speakers that we've had. And therefore, they could be using this particular technology to do marketing or to increase their brand awareness, or we've talked about to increase credibility, for instance, not so much reliability, of course, but in your opinion, what is the most important impact on data protection out of the list that you have here in front of you? What is there a prioritization of this particular list? Is there a responsibility matrix?
I think what is really important is first to train the employee, also to have really awareness on the use of such tool, and first also to define for what purpose do we need to use artificial intelligence. And that's a question that's not only for artificial intelligence, that's also for a normal technology. What is the purpose for the use? What is the benefit to use this technology? And then when you decide to have artificial intelligence in this in the tool, it's important really to make a risk assessment. Also, what is the risk? Is it a high risk for the user or not? And to be transparent towards the user in your privacy notice to mention that you use artificial intelligence, also for the purpose of for example, matching CVs, of recruiting also. And that is really important, the transparency of information. Also that the user knows, okay, they use artificial intelligence, that's fine to me or not.
Understood. Do you have any other slides that you would like to share with us today, or?
No, also the last slide, sorry, but it
Okay.
also that's more what is the conclusion, also the time to rethink. What is important, also GDPR is not the find of artificial intelligence, and there will be we need to find a way that to combine both regulation, because it's important also to have innovation and to develop responsible AI. And we need first also to learn how AI works and how it will develop. But I think we need a strong supervision regarding the algorithm, for example, in the research, because that's really important. That's artificial intelligence is key in the research, and we need a common understanding and guidance. And that means also more Europe. And that's, for example, my experience regarding the GDPR. We have really regulation for Europe, but there are different approach from country to country. And that will be, I think, fatal for artificial intelligence if that's the case. We should have really a common understanding, and also enforce the role of the supervisory authorities. And currently, there are different approach. Who will be the supervisory authority? As in some country, it will be the data protection authority, what make really sense. And in my vision, for example, what will be good in this common understanding, that's to have a common operation of a framework, like, for example, in the airplane, where you have guidelines covering manufacturing and everything. And when you go in a plane, you are sure, and it doesn't matter if you are in Europe or wherever, that's the same standards, and you will be safe everywhere. And if there is, for example, a breach, you know that this breach is also deployed, as the knowledge about this breach will be deployed everywhere. And that's really, I think, important for the use of artificial intelligence in a good way, to have this in a good way, a good regulation in this way.
Public and
So
private
that
sector
was
working
my
in harmony.
final conclusion. But I'm
Yeah,
very
well,
sorry for the presentation, because that's also it's
well,
not
we
working.
were blessed with the information rather than documentation on this case. Thank you, Agnes.
Yes.